Good evening, everybody. Try to help you out with something that took me a lot of hours to learn and figure out. I have a 2006 Chrysler Town and Country Touring Edition, and one thing I found was that I came out to find that one of the studs was sheared off at about where the lug nut would rest against the tire. Now, a couple things that I can tell you about this project is if you're lucky enough to change the studs, they run about $2 at AutoZone. And then the new lugs to go on those will run you about $4.99 at AutoZone for the matching set. But here's your challenges. Okay, first get your caliper out of the way. Okay, you can see the caliper's already off and out of the way. You do not need to take the wheel hub out for this project, which is a really good thing. But what you are going to need to do is you're going to need to release the emergency brake adjuster and the spring that is up behind that. Okay, there's a spring back there that you will release. You can see the piece of it right there, the corner of it. Okay, those will come out. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get this trailing edge of the emergency brake out of your way. Once that spring is out of the way, this will slide back and you can hook it here on the part of the edge of the shield. Okay? And here's why that's important. Those studs, as you can tell, the studs are longer than you have space to work with. Now, what it took me hours and hours, and thank God I found a post somewhere, was there is a little pocket back in here, okay, that is meant to put these studs back in. So what you have to do is you have to move this trailing arm out of your way. You have to, of course, have your old studs out. And then what you'll do is you'll feed your new stud in from behind. And I'll try and show you with an old one here. Give you an idea. Okay, maybe you can see the pocket now in there. There's a pocket right in there. Right in the back there. I'll get it, my light there for you. Right, there's the pocket. You can see that little sliver of extra space right back in there. Not the greatest of engineering, but I guess you'll take what you can get. So the trick is, pretend this is your new stud. What you do is, at an angle, about there, let's see if I was doing this one, okay, you would take your new stud, this would be an empty hole of course, you slide it up behind, and it goes at about an angle like this, okay, and it sits back in that pocket. At that point in time, what you do is as it sits in the point pocket, you slowly rotate your hub up, and it will turn and slide through that hole. Okay? Once you have those in there, you can see the grooves on the old one. Those grooves there will feed themselves through the holes, and they'll be flush again like when you took your old ones out. You can see how they're all flush. Now, I had seen other people do something like this where they took a large nut to put it on there, and then they took one of their brand new lugs, put it on, use their air wrench like this, and you can tighten that on there. Now with enough pressure, I can tell you need about at least 125 pounds in the tank, I noticed, before it really works that well, as far as getting enough pressure to pull that new stud through there. It takes a lot of force. Now, what I didn't see on anybody else's videos, if you take a look at what it did to the new lug, is it beat the heck out of it. So I will have to get a new one of those at AutoZone. But once I saw that it was destroying it, you gotta close it where? Once I saw it was destroying it, I decided the heck with it. For $5, I'll just destroy one, do them all. I've got 4 studs. I can put the tire back on and move the car around if you need to before you get the other stud or the other lug, and then everything will be fine. So I've got them all back on. hub bearing works again. Emergency brake is all back up. All your cords are back. And you'll just put your caliper back and you should be good to go. So those were the couple lessons that I learned. Please post questions if you have any questions, and I will give you some hints about everything else that I tried. Thank you very much.